Guys, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down this trade I took last Friday on ES Futures that resulted in a 13-point profit. It was a 4R, and I took this at 10 a.m. Was in it for about 24 minutes. But let's do the full breakdown. So to start off, on the candlestick chart, we had a 4-hour supply zone sitting from 75 to 90, which price had tested multiple times and rejected off of. So I had this marked, and I'm going to show you guys what the volume profile looked like. So you can see here, I think this was from CPI data, but we basically had this area right here with little to no volume. So I was looking for this area inside the 4-hour supply zone to get tested and fail, and we basically saw exactly that. We saw a strong liquidity sweep up, which I'm going to show you guys what that looked like on the heat map, as well as the delta footprint. Alright, so let's jump straight into what this looked like on the heat map. You can see here this little box I have marked out. This is that low or no volume area that we saw on the volume profile. And I'm going to show you guys what happened. This is 9:59, basically a minute or two right before I entered. But we get this aggressive liquidity sweep. Mind you, this is also a 4-hour supply zone as well as the low volume node. That's basically held multiple times. So let me speed this up. You can see here we get all this aggressive buying volume that comes in right up to the about the 88s. And then we see an immediate sell-off. I'm going to show you guys where I entered. I entered at 10:02. So you can see here we get this little pop, and 10:02:05 is where I entered. So we get this aggressive liquidity sweep, and as I said, 4-hour supply zone sitting here, as well as this low volume node. So I know that if we're going to sell off from this zone, all of this buying that just entered the market is going to get put in pain. All these buyers' stop losses are now getting, tested right here. And once this sells off, they're eventually going to get hit, resulting in a further sell-off down. So let's see what happens after this. Right now I'm short at the 83s. I put my stop loss at 86. I risked 3 points to make 13. So as you guys saw, 4R. You're going to see here we get a few tests of the 84s, 83s before we eventually sell off. I'm going to speed this up. I was in this trade for 24 minutes. It took so long for this, but after we get a breakdown to around the 75s, I go break even, targeting the 70s. So, if my stop loss gets hit, gets hit. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm risk free. So you can see here we get these 3 attempts. 1, 2, 3. Could have shorted any of these pops. I actually just coincidentally got it on the first one, but honestly, if I would have waited, there was a little more confirmation on the delta footprint, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. You can see we immediately sell off to the 75s. I'm going to speed this up again because this takes forever. But we immediately sell off to the 75s, and we see someone defend these 75s. You can see 500 lots, 100 lots, and we just continue to defend this level until we get, I think we get a sweep of like the 83s right here. Or no, this happened. That was what happened. That's what I was just talking about. So we get another retest after these 3 failed pops before we eventually sell off. You can see right here, 75s get taken out, and then we start to act as resistance right here at the 75. So once we break below, start to act as resistance, and now we know that all of these buyers are getting put in pain, but you can see what happens. We get an aggressive sell-off down from them stopping out. And right here the 70s gets hit 25 minutes later. So let's show you guys what this looks like on the delta footprint. So you're going to see here around 200 lots enter the market, positive delta. We come up here and look at how the volume just completely dies out right here on this print. That was what gave me a lot more confirmation for this trade after I entered and knew that I was in the right position. And look what happens right when we form this tail. We'd go up, we test the 85s one last time, and we immediately sell off. And now all these buyers are in trouble. their stop losses are getting hit, resulting in a further move down, as I said before. But this is what I mean by a volume toe. Look at this die off in volume. It's a very powerful thing to be able to spot out as you're trading, because you see that there's just a clear lack of interest. No one wants to participate in this range, and that's what's gonna, fuel the market further down. And you guys already know what happens. I showed you on the heat map. So my reason for targeting the 70s, let me show you guys right now. So look at this volume profile. You can see right here we have a low volume node. We have a low volume node that forms from around 72 to 64. So if we could see this 4-hour supply zone plus the low volume area that we have up here get rejected, I know these buyers are going to be put in pain, and I know that we're going to see a sell-off down into the 70s, which is what happened. And yeah, it's basically just why I placed my profit target at 70. Guys, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. If you made it to the end, thank you. Please subscribe and like. And if you're not following me on TikTok and Instagram as well, I post daily videos on them so you guys can see. But yeah, if you guys are interested in this type of content, follow me along for the journey. 2026 is going to be a crazy year. I have a lot planned. I'm going to be making a free Discord soon, so you guys could actually, interact with me, and we could talk about, just intraday, what's going on. But if you guys did make it to the end, thank you. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Stay blessed, guys. Have a good one.